This is a meditation of your body and bones. Yes, they're part of your body. But let's think of making something with dough and flour. We know flour turns into dough, but the more we add, the stiffer and harder it is to stir. The more water we add, the more flexible it is. We also want to find some things that go through a process through certain organs that will construct and reinforce our more solid body parts, like our bones, our cartilages, our tissues, our different forms of what they turn into. Now, there are simple, actually very simple, math problems in our words that tell us what makes what part. And if you eat a balanced amount of them and just pay attention enough to see that everything was right there in front of our eyes the whole time, instead of trying to get all calculating and all this and all that, it's just break down what we've called them over the years. The best way to start is Native American names and older names, not always just Native American, but any of the ancestral backgrounds, indigenous peoples and stuff like that. Like, you can translate a lot of things quite easy. If it's like more pure, if it has more things added to it, they had to make something to explain it more. Think about everything is explained, everything. And you can start with where we've documented and go backwards from it. I can teach you how to do it, but there's no reason, because all it's going to do is keep us stuck in yesteryear. So now I want you to realize that water is nothing but information. If you drink lemon water or ginger water or things like that, you're drinking things of a nature that when it mixes with the ingredients of your body, you're a walking, talking dough, put it that way. And the foods you add in with more texture and more things, they build stronger bones. They go through the right systems when you use the right thinking. And it's right in the words of the foods and our bodies. So what you need to do is pay attention to your body. Feel it a little more. Unless you don't want to be in this body, because that's your vehicle now. Your car is your vehicle's vehicle. Your spirit is inside your body, trying to manage movement of bones, cells, skin, tissue, nerves. And we've learned it all so long doing other stuff that we don't talk about in people language. We're not just people. We're skin, and our skin's alive. And we're livers, and our livers are alive. And we're kidneys, and we're intestines, and we're spleens, and we're rectums. They're alive. They're not just words. If that's not a part of you, then it's alive. And if it is a part of you, well, aren't you alive? I'm boggled by people who don't simply see that. Now, yeah, this isn't a meditation. I just realized that I had to say that first, because speak to your water because you're speaking to yourself. Picture how you want yourself to look. Mold your own mind. You are getting messages from the things you eat. You are getting messages from the things you watch. And they are all spirits. Spirits take any form. Doesn't that mean anything? You don't think a spirit can take form of a person's mind and have them make some kind of vulgar thing? Well, those spirits are all there is. All we are is, say, quote unquote, spirits, because we go higher than that. It's just, you got to understand that first, and then you go so much farther that the human body eyes are so fascinated by the simplest little things, like, explosions on TV and cool technicolors. When you get past that distraction that nobody even knew they were making, because they grew up from kids, and they're just, they might have suits and ties on, but they see things the way you think you see things. I don't see anything the way any other human being sees them. And I know how other human beings see them because I've looked at TVs and I could explain what circles and squares and A and B and C are. Those are like chicken scratch to, I don't know, if somebody was trying to explain kindergarten level words to a mathematician, genius, wordsmith. Our whole language looks like one dot to me. And when I hear words and I see words, they spin around in a circle and show me exactly what's being said at this moment in time, like it's a key to everything. What I'm trying to show people, because I don't want it to myself, I'm trying to give it to everybody. The true God, who is true love, would share his knowledge with all and would share his love with all. No one that I've ever met in this human life wants to do that. And I don't know why. And I do because I'm Dan, but when I say that, I'm trying to explain things. My name added up to everything. There's no other name that adds up to me. It's the most amazing, cool thing. And if I find another Daniel Jared Alexander, same spelling, it has to do a lot with where I'm located in time. Time is like a game board, but it's not a game board. I'm sick of people saying that. I know how they feel inside their bodies, and I know they realize they're in one. And some of them can understand that they're not just in one, and they want to talk about manifesting and all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, you want to know how to manifest? I'm like, I'll show you the key. I'll show you the golden ratio. I'll show you the answer to pi. I'll show you everything that every ancestral person ever did, even Tesla, all that kind of stuff. It's no big deal. But I'm not going to go showing people how to make electric when they're going to make a whole bunch of garbage with it and do a lot of bad to a lot of skin and a lot of people and a lot of living things. I know what electric is, and I know how to make it work. And I'm not going to. Why would I? You saw what happened to Tesla? If I showed people that I do know what I'm talking about, I would just be locked up or hidden away or killed. So I'm here to tell people that I'll teach you everything you want to know, but you won't be able to go and do electrical and all this kind of flying and all that kind of stuff until the world has caught up to us. I'm not putting anybody ahead, not even myself. Now, does that make sense that that's what God would do? God would not reign over anybody with power and terror. No, that's a human being's mind who watched too many fucking cartoons. And this is God saying that to you. The great Father, the great being that had created this in the astronomical mind without words. I'm not God. I'm bigger than that. That's a word. I only use it to simplify myself. And how can I do that when nobody understands unless they hear some silly words? These words are true, but to me they're just silly because I see right through myself as for who I am, the creator of every living being. You are too, but you haven't experienced it the way I'm telling you because you weren't where I was before space started. You may say, I can picture that. Yeah. But I'll write it down for you and show you on a piece of paper. And if you stood in front of me and watched me move it out into motion, you would see where everything came from. So I know that's bold stuff. I applaud people, or I encourage them. I wish so badly as a human being at this point that they would come see Dan and hang out with him and see what he has to say about them and how magical their life is. Because I've seen you at your best too. The same thing that I'm doing, I've seen you do in a different alphabet, in a different world. So many crazy things that you wouldn't have ever imagined because you're too sucked into your TV and you need to start eating more vegetables. That's about all. It's not that hard. At all. You can really change everything around in your life if you can think the right way, especially. Nothing's going to happen until you can think yourself into shape. You don't become into shape until you either get off your ass and move around finally, or you take some kind of pill and believe in your mind enough that it'll work. And your mind does it. Your mind is stronger than the food. Your mind is stronger than your body. You are a spiritual thing, not even being, because being requires time and space, and you don't have either as the being you truly are, but we're using those words. So until next time, that's all I'm going to say. Peace.